The Shadow Pack, a Dr. Mortis cadaver story. In the dense forests of the Carpathian Mountains, a legend whispered for centuries among the local villagers spoke of the Shadow Pack, a tribe of werewolves, elusive and ferocious. These creatures of the night were regarded as mere folklore, a tale to scare children into obedience. That was until a military unit, on a routine reconnaissance mission, stumbled upon undeniable evidence of their existence. What followed was a chilling tale of discovery, pursuit, and the blurred lines between man and beast.
Chapter 1. The Unearthly Howl. The dense fog that clung to the Carpathian forests was like a living entity, shrouding the ancient trees in a ghostly embrace. The air was thick with the scent of pine and earth, a testament to the untamed wilderness that stretched as far as the eye could see. Captain John Harris and his elite military unit, known as the Night Stalkers, moved with practiced stealth through this primeval landscape. Their mission was routine, a survey of the remote region for potential strategic advantages. Yet the Carpathians, with their storied history of folklore and mystery, were anything but ordinary. The Night Stalkers were a unit forged in the fires of countless conflicts, their skills honed to near perfection. Each member was a specialist in survival, reconnaissance, and combat, making them ideally suited for the challenging terrains and situations they often faced. As they navigated the dense underbrush, their movements were fluid and silent, a dance with the shadows that kept them hidden from any prying eyes. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of crimson and gold, an eerie calm settled over the forest. The usual chorus of nocturnal creatures fell silent, as if in anticipation of something sinister. It was then that the howl shattered the stillness of the night, a sound so unearthly it seemed to come from another world. It was a chilling blend of anger and sorrow, a mournful lament that resonated through the trees and echoed in the hearts of the soldiers. Captain Harris, a seasoned veteran who had faced the horrors of war, felt an unfamiliar shiver run down his spine. The sound was unlike any animal he had encountered, its timbre resonating with an almost human-like quality of despair. Quickly, he signaled his men to take defensive positions, using night vision goggles. They scanned the area, their eyes piercing through the darkness. But the dense foliage of the Carpathians was a formidable barrier, offering little in the way of visibility. The following morning, under the weak light of a sun struggling to penetrate the canopy, the unit discovered large, unusual paw prints imprinted in the soft earth. The tracks were unlike any they had seen before, larger than a bear's, with distinct claw marks that spoke of a formidable predator. Nearby, tufts of thick dark fur were caught in the brambles, further evidence of the mysterious creature's passage. Captain Harris, his instincts honed by years of experience, knew they were not dealing with an ordinary predator. The evidence suggested something far more extraordinary, a creature of legend perhaps, but his rational mind resisted such fanciful notions. Deciding to err on the side of caution, he ordered the unit to set up a perimeter camp. They would monitor the area, gather more information, and try to ascertain the nature of their unseen observer. Unbeknownst to them, their presence had already been noted. Hidden eyes watched from the shadows, their gaze calculating and intelligent. The Night Stalkers, intruders in this ancient land, had unwittingly become part of a story that had been unfolding long before they arrived, a story woven into the very fabric of the Carpathian forests. And as the day gave way to another night, the howl once again filled the air, a harbinger of the chilling events that were about to unfold. Chapter 2. The Encounter. The Night Stalkers' camp, nestled in a small clearing surrounded by the towering sentinels of the Carpathian forest, was a hive of activity as dusk approached. Captain John Harris, his face etched with lines of concern, issued orders with a calm authority. He had called for backup upon discovering the mysterious paw prints, but with the nearest military outpost days away, they were effectively isolated. The realization that they were on their own in this ancient, brooding wilderness weighed heavily on the men, as darkness enveloped the forest, transforming it into a labyrinth of shadows and whispers. An eerie calm settled over the area. The soldiers, veterans of numerous conflicts, felt an unfamiliar unease. They took turns on watch, their eyes scanning the impenetrable darkness, their ears straining to pick up any sound above the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. The night was moonless, the sky a tapestry of stars, offering little light to penetrate the gloom. In the dead of night, the stillness was shattered by a sudden, ferocious attack. Shadowy figures, swift and powerful, emerged from the darkness like phantoms. The soldiers, caught off guard despite their vigilance, scrambled for their weapons, their training kicking in amidst the chaos. The creatures, illuminated by the sporadic muzzle flashes, were the stuff of nightmares, werewolves, as if stepped out of the pages of legend, terrifyingly real. Their eyes glowed with a feral intelligence, and their fangs, bared in the moonlight, dripped with anticipation of the hunt. The battle that ensued was chaotic and brutal. Harris and his men fought valiantly, their bullets tearing through the night, but they were outmatched by the werewolves' speed and ferocity. The creatures moved with a grace and power that was almost beautiful, if not for the deadly intent behind each swipe of their claws and snap of their jaws. The air was filled with the sounds of gunfire, growls, and shouts, a symphony of violence that echoed through the forest. Just as suddenly as they had attacked, the werewolves retreated into the darkness, their figures melting away into the night. The camp was left in disarray, the ground littered with spent casings and the wounded. Harris, panting heavily, his uniform torn in several places, surveyed the scene. His men, those who were able, were tending to the injured, their faces a mixture of shock and fear. The realization that they had just engaged in combat with creatures of myth was a hard pill to swallow. The encounter left the unit with a newfound fear of the night and the unknown horrors it concealed. The werewolves, with their human-like intelligence and animalistic ferocity, had challenged their understanding of the natural world. Harris, his mind racing, knew that they needed to regroup and reassess their situation. The mission had taken an unexpected turn into uncharted territory, both literally and figuratively. As the first light of dawn began to seep through the trees, casting long shadows across the camp, Harris made a decision. They would not retreat. They would not abandon their mission. Instead, they would delve deeper into the mystery of the Shadow Pack to uncover the truth behind the legend. Little did they know their journey would take them into the heart of an ancient conflict, where the line between man and beast was blurred, and the shadows held secrets darker than they could possibly imagine. Chapter 3. The Hunt. The dawn of the next day found Captain John Harris and his unit in a somber mood. The night's encounter had left several of his men injured, their wounds a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in the Carpathian wilderness. Harris, his resolve hardened by the events, knew they had to act fast. With a plan forming in his mind, he rallied his men, their mission now clear. They would track the werewolves, not for confrontation, but to understand, to uncover the truth behind these mythical beings. The forest, with its ancient trees and hidden paths, seemed almost sentient, as if it were watching the soldiers with 1,000 unseen eyes. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and the whispers of leaves, whispers that spoke of secrets as old as time. The soldiers, their senses heightened, moved with a newfound respect for the land they traversed. Venturing deeper into the woods, the unit came upon a clearing, a space where the trees parted to reveal the sky above. In the center of this natural amphitheater stood an ancient structure, its stones worn by the passage of centuries. It resembled a temple or shrine, its purpose lost to history, yet it exuded a sense of sacredness, a place of reverence and awe. It was here they found the werewolves, but not as the ferocious beasts they had battled the night before. Instead, they stood in human form, their features marked by an air of primal nobility. The tribe, with piercing eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of the ages, regarded the soldiers with a mix of curiosity and caution. Among them were men and women of varying ages, their expressions ranging from wariness to a guarded openness. Harris, his eyes meeting those of the tribe's apparent leader, realized these were not mindless beasts. They were intelligent beings, caught in a curse as ancient as the stones of the shrine. A tense standoff ensued, the air thick with unspoken questions and fears. Harris, his voice steady, tried to communicate, to bridge the gap between myth and reality. As the day waned and the full moon began its ascent into the night sky, a palpable change swept over the clearing. The humans before them contorted in agony, their bodies reshaping into the fearsome creatures of the night. The transformation was both terrifying and mesmerizing, a display of nature's raw power and the tragic duality of the werewolves' existence. In that moment, Harris and his men made a fateful decision. They would not capture these beings, these victims of a fate they could not control. Instead, they chose to protect the tribe, to keep their secret hidden from a world that would not understand, that would seek to exploit or destroy them. The Night Stalkers, their mission forever changed, retreated from the clearing, leaving the werewolves to their moonlit domain. As they made their way back through the forest, each man was lost in thought, their perspectives forever altered by the encounter. They had come seeking enemies, but found instead a hidden truth, a story of suffering and survival that deserved to be protected. The Carpathian forests, with their ancient secrets and whispered legends, watched the soldiers depart. And in the depths of those woods, the werewolves howled, not in anger or sorrow, but in a haunting melody that spoke of freedom and the wild spirit that endures in the heart of nature.
As Dr. Mortis Cadaver concludes this chilling tale, the line between myth and reality blurs. The Shadow Pack remains hidden, their existence a closely guarded secret by those few who know the truth. In the heart of the Carpathians, the howl of the werewolf echoes, a haunting reminder of the mysteries that lurk in the shadows of our world. And so, dear listeners, we are left to ponder, in the vast tapestry of nature, how many more secrets remain untold, waiting in the darkness to be discovered.
If you enjoyed our extended audio storytelling, please give us a like and share. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get more of Dr. Mortis Cadaver's collections. Your support helps us continue to bring you the most chilling and thrilling tales from the depths of Dr. Mortis Cadaver's vault. Thank you for listening, and remember, the darkness is always waiting, just around the corner.